leave it there. And let me ask you this. Do you think Jimmy is roaming around the White House tonight trying to find a meatloaf to warm himself up on?
Did you know some of your favorite childhood TV shows once caused outrage across America? That's right. Back in the 70s, television wasn't just about entertainment. It was a battleground where societal norms were questioned, boundaries were pushed, and living room debates were sparked. Some shows were labeled too scandalous for TV, while others challenged everything from gender roles to politics. Whether they were addressing taboo topics or featuring characters that made conservative audiences squirm, these shows shaped the world of television in ways we didn't fully realize as kids. Today, we're counting down the 12 most controversial TV shows of the 70s. These were the shows that pushed the limits, raised eyebrows, and ultimately helped define an era. Let's dive in. Number 1. All in the Family, 1971 to 1979. Kicking off our list is one of the most iconic and controversial TV shows of all time, All in the Family. On the surface, it might have looked like your average family sitcom, but its protagonist, Archie Bunker, was anything but ordinary. Loud, stubborn, and unapologetically bigoted, Archie wasn't afraid to say what many people were thinking, but didn't dare to say it out loud. What made All in the Family so controversial and brilliant was the way it tackled sensitive issues like racism, sexism, and politics head on. Archie's offensive views were intentionally used by creator Norman Lear to expose societal flaws and challenge audiences to reflect on their own prejudices. For some viewers, the show's bold approach was groundbreaking. For others, it was offensive and too blunt for comfort. Yet, the outrage only made it more impactful. All in the Family became a trailblazer in television history, proving that sitcoms could do more than just make people laugh. They could spark important conversations. Whether you loved it or hated it, Archie Bunker and his dysfunctional family left a lasting mark on pop culture, reshaping how TV tackled tough topics. Number 2. MASH, 1972 to 1983. Next on our list is MASH, the show that dared to mix dark comedy with the grim realities of war. Set during the Korean War, MASH used humor as a lens to critique the absurdity and horrors of conflict, delivering laughs while subtly addressing anti-war themes. This blend of comedy and tragedy was revolutionary, striking a chord with audiences, especially in the post-Vietnam era, where the country was still grappling with the trauma of war. Not everyone appreciated the show's satirical take. Veterans groups and conservative audiences accused it of being unpatriotic. But for many viewers, MASH reflected the complex emotions of the time, offering both humor and catharsis. Despite the backlash, the show became a smash hit, with its sharp writing and unforgettable characters helping it carve out a place in television history. And let's not forget the legendary series finale, which still holds the record for the most watched TV event in American history, a testament to the show's enduring legacy. Number 3. The Mary Tyler Moore Show, 1979 to 1977. The Mary Tyler Moore Show shattered TV conventions with its groundbreaking portrayal of Mary Richards, an unmarried, career-driven woman in her 30s. At a time when most female characters were defined by their roles as wives and mothers, Mary stood out as a symbol of independence and ambition. This concept was revolutionary and unsettling for many viewers in the early 70s, who weren't used to seeing a woman thrive without a husband by her side. Mary's self-sufficient lifestyle and focus on her career sparked heated debates. For more conservative audiences, the idea that a woman could find happiness outside of marriage was controversial. But for countless women, Mary Richards became an inspiration, proving that success and fulfillment weren't reserved for those with a wedding ring. The show's influence went far beyond laughs. It helped redefine gender roles and challenged societal norms, paving the way for future female-led television series. Whether you saw it as empowering or provocative, The Mary Tyler Moore Show became a cultural touchstone, showing that TV could reflect the changing realities of women's lives. And for that, it earned its place as one of the most impactful and controversial shows of the 70s. Number 4. Maude, 1972 to 1978. A spin-off of All in the Family, Maude didn't just push the envelope, it kicked it wide open. The show's lead, Maude Findlay, was a sharp-tongued, liberal, middle-aged woman who wasn't afraid to tackle controversial issues like women's rights, politics, and religion. But the series truly ignited controversy with its landmark episode on abortion in 1972, airing just months before the Roe v. Wade decision. In the storyline, Maude chooses to have an abortion, making it one of the first primetime shows to address the issue head-on. The episode sparked a firestorm of protests and complaints, with many viewers outraged that such a sensitive topic was being discussed on TV. Religious groups called for boycotts, and TV stations were pressured to pull the episode from reruns. Despite the backlash, Maude stood its ground, continuing to push boundaries and confront difficult topics throughout its run. Its boldness cemented its place as one of the most daring and influential shows of the 70s, proving that television could be a platform for tough conversations. Love it or hate it, Maude left an unforgettable mark on TV history. Number 5. The Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. You might be surprised to find the Brady Bunch on a list of controversial TV shows, but even this seemingly wholesome family sitcom stirred its fair share of debate. On the surface, it was a cheerful tale of two parents, each with kids from previous marriages, coming together to form a blended family. But at this time, the idea of divorce and remarriage was still taboo in many households, making the show's premise progressive, if not scandalous, for the early 70s. Critics argued that the Brady Bunch promoted a new family dynamic that was out of step with traditional values. The show also nudged at gender roles and budding teenage sexuality in subtle ways, sparking conversations among conservative viewers. But despite the controversy, the Bradys won over audiences with their feel-good vibe and catchy theme song, becoming one of the most beloved family sitcoms of the decade. Though the show's more daring aspects were often overshadowed by its cheerful tone, the Brady family's charm left a lasting legacy. It showed that families could be unconventional yet loving, helping normalize the concept of blended families for generations to come. Number 6. Soap, 1977 to 1981. Perhaps one of the most controversial shows of the 70s, Soap took the outrageous drama of soap operas and cranked it up to 11. This satirical comedy featured absurd plot lines and over-the-top characters. But what really made waves was its willingness to tackle taboo topics like religion, infidelity, and sexuality. However, the biggest controversy surrounded Jodi Dallas, one of the first openly gay characters on television, played by Billy Crystal. Even before the show aired, religious groups demanded its cancellation, calling it immoral and accusing it of promoting inappropriate themes. Some networks were so uncomfortable with the content that they refused to broadcast it. Yet, despite the outcry, Soap pushed forward, delivering 4 seasons of outrageous storytelling that paved the way for more diverse and honest representations on TV. While its humor may have been too bold for some, Soap's fearless approach to storytelling made it a pioneer in television history, helping to break down barriers and create space for more inclusive narratives. Even today, the show's remembered not only for its outlandish plots, but also for the lasting impact it had on the way TV could depict real-world issues with humor and heart. Number 7. Three's Company, 1977 to 1984. Three's Company shocked audiences with the premise that, by today's standards, seems harmless. A man living with 2 women in a platonic relationship. But in the 1970s, the idea of co-ed roommates was downright scandalous. Adding fuel to the fire, Jack Tripper, the main character, pretended to be gay to appease the nosy landlord who wouldn't allow a man and 2 women to share an apartment. This risque storyline made conservative viewers squirm, and the show was criticized for its suggestive humor and for promoting what some called immoral behavior. Despite the backlash, Three's Company quickly became a ratings juggernaut. Audiences loved the hilarious misunderstandings, slapstick comedy, and quirky chemistry between the characters. Jack's antics and near misses, along with the landlord snooping, kept viewers coming back week after week. While it may have been controversial at the time, Three's Company was also a trailblazer, poking fun at societal norms and subtly questioning attitudes toward relationships and sexuality. The show's success cemented its place as one of the most popular sitcoms of the late 70s 70s and early 80s, proving that sometimes pushing the boundaries of propriety is the key to television gold. Number 8. The Jeffersons, 1975 to 1985. The Jeffersons was a trailblazer, setting new standards for television by portraying African American success at a time when such depictions were still rare. The show followed George Jefferson, a savvy and self-made businessman who had moved on up from the working class to a luxury apartment in Manhattan. While The Jeffersons was undeniably a comedy, it didn't shy away from tough topics like racism, interracial marriage, and class struggles. George's brash and unapologetic personality often clashed with societal norms, drawing both praise and criticism. Many African American viewers found the show empowering, as it offered a refreshing and positive portrayal of Black success. Others, however, were uncomfortable with the show's blunt approach to racial issues and George's confrontational demeanor. Despite the controversy, The Jeffersons broke new ground, challenging stereotypes and tackling issues that most sitcoms avoided. It wasn't just a show about moving to a better apartment. It was about moving beyond barriers and addressing the complexities of race, class, and identity in America. Decades later, The Jeffersons remain a cornerstone of TV history, remembered not only for its catchy theme song, but also for its impact on representation and storytelling. Number 9. Charlie's Angels, 1976 to 1981. At first glance, Charlie's Angels seemed like a fun, action-packed series about 3 women solving crimes. But beneath the glamorous surface, the show sparked a heated debate about how it portrayed its female leads. Some praised it as empowering, celebrating the angels as strong, capable women who could hold their own in dangerous situations. Others, however, criticized the show for objectifying the actresses, with skimpy outfits and glossy close-ups that leaned into male fantasy. The central controversy revolved around whether Charlie's Angels was a feminist breakthrough or merely exploitation dressed up as empowerment. It became one of the defining discussions of the era, as TV critics and viewers argued over the show's message. Regardless of which side you were on, there's no denying that Charlie's Angels was a massive hit. It broke new ground by putting women at the center of the action and paved the way for more female-driven action roles in the years to come. Whether you watched for the mystery or the fashion, the Angels left a lasting legacy that still resonates today. Number 10. Good Times, 1974 to 1979. Good Times was a trailblazer, becoming one of the first TV shows to portray an African-American family in a realistic and nuanced way. Set in a Chicago housing project, it tackled difficult issues like poverty, racism, and crime, subjects that few shows dared to address at the time. For many, the show's honest depiction of inner-city life was groundbreaking and refreshing. However, Good Times wasn't without controversy. While some praised it for its authenticity, others felt it reinforced negative stereotypes. Much of the criticism centered around J.J. Evans, the eldest son, whose goofy personality and catchphrase, "Dynamite," became wildly popular. Although JJ's humor made him a fan favorite, some viewers felt his cartoonish behavior undercut the show's more serious themes. Despite the debate, Good Times made a significant cultural impact, helping to bring important social issues to the forefront of mainstream television. It showed that TV could reflect the struggles and joys of real families, giving a voice to experiences that were often overlooked. The legacy of Good Times continues, not just as a sitcom, but as a show that helped open doors for more diverse storytelling on television. Number 11. Starsky and Hutch, 1975 to 1979. Starsky and Hutch was the ultimate buddy cop show, known for its fast-paced action and the chemistry between its charismatic leads. However, it wasn't all car chases and cool one-liners. The show drew sharp criticism for its portrayal of police violence and vigilante justice. Some argued that Starsky and Hutch glorified excessive force, offering a skewed view of the justice system at a time when real-world police tactics were increasingly under scrutiny. As debates about law enforcement accountability raged in the 70s, Starsky and Hutch became a lightning rod for controversy, with critics questioning whether TV shows like it were promoting the idea that the ends justified the means. Despite these concerns, the show's thrilling action sequences, witty banter, and iconic red and white Ford Torino made it a hit with audiences. Even as it divided opinion, Starsky and Hutch carved out a place in TV history, influencing the cop show genre for decades to come. Love it or loathe it, the show left a lasting impression, reminding us that TV can spark just as much conversation as it does entertainment. Number 12, One Day at a Time, 1975 to 1984. One Day at a Time broke new ground by focusing on the challenges of a single mother raising two daughters, a topic rarely explored on TV at the time. In an era where most sitcoms depicted nuclear families, this show tackled the realities of divorce and single parenthood head-on. It didn't shy away from difficult topics like financial struggles, dating as a single parent, and teenage rebellion, bringing an honesty to family television that felt both refreshing and unsettling. While One Day at a Time was praised for its realistic portrayal of a non-traditional family, it also sparked controversy. Some critics argued that certain topics, like dating after divorce, were too sensitive for a family sitcom. Yet, for many viewers, the show was a lifeline, providing a relatable and empathetic look at the complexities of modern family life. Despite the backlash, One Day at a Time resonated with audiences and helped shift perceptions of what family television could be. It proved that families come in many forms and that sitcoms could tackle serious issues without losing their heart or humor. The show's legacy lives on, reminding us that television can reflect real-life struggles and still make us laugh along the way. The 12 most controversial TV shows of the 70s that didn't just entertain us, they challenged norms, sparked debates, and pushed boundaries in ways that shaped television as we know it. From tackling sensitive social issues to introducing unconventional characters and plot lines, these shows left an indelible mark on pop culture. What are your memories of these iconic series? Were any of them shocking or eye-opening when you watched them growing up? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this nostalgic trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep the conversation rolling.